Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Welcome back to Change is Near. This is episode 14 on March 15 of the year 2022. I'm sorry that yesterday I was not able to do an episode. I have a few things, as we all are, going on in my life. So it was not possible for me to do this episode that I really wanted to do yesterday. This is kind of a follow-up to the Anti-Universe episode, because we're going to talk at length about the work of Harald Kautz-Vella and his work especially related to black goo. So Harald Kautz-Vella, I copied this from one of his videos. This is not this text is not mine, but I think it explains very well. He's a theoretical physicist, scientist, and mystic. He first came into the scene, and that's how I really heard about him with the chemtrail agenda. That was around 2012. I agree completely with this statement. It's very rare to find someone who is such deeply knowledgeable in so many areas. Sorry about that. He's a true hidden gem of the 21st century. So, yeah, I agree completely. That's the best way to mention Harald. So I really like his work very much. He's very, very bright. So you probably have seen him in videos because he's very well known, especially if you are interested in chemtrails and, you know, conspiracy theories and all that, especially stuff related to, in this case, to black goo. I mean, I got into black goo, and I heard about black goo from the chemtrail agenda because, unfortunately, I do believe very strongly that black goo is included through chemtrails. They actually nanoparticleize it, they make nanoparticles of it, and they spread it through the chemtrail system for many years now. Unfortunately, it's also gone into what is called now the jab, or whatever you want to call it, through like a similar form of black goo that is called graphene oxide. So I'm going to show two videos of black goo and graphene oxide side to side, so you decide if this is related or not. Okay. So I'm going to change a little bit the format now. It's going to be more visual for this episode, at least. I'm going to show some videos from Harald, and we're going to hear them together, and then I'm going to share my opinion with you after the video. All right? So here we go.
This is how it works.
My life goals is to build a free energy device. That's step number one.
I'm not sure. I did that between 2000 and 2012. I was fully dedicated into free energy research, and then I realized that there's a psychological problem, and this is the problem of scarcity and abundance. And I accompanied 3-4 startups that wanted to bring free energy to the market, and they all self-destroyed in scarcity on a psychological plane.
Really? That's interesting.
And you cannot introduce something that is creating abundance into a field that is based on scarcity, and our entire economy is based on scarcity. You make money if something is not available in abundance.
Yeah.
Like the air to breathe is there in abundance. Nobody is selling air, and as long as we are in this economy that is living from scarcity, it's unthinkable to bring out free energy devices.
Yeah, for sure.
The last one,
Okay, so that was, I'm gonna put the links to these videos. I used 4 videos on this episode, and I'm gonna put the links to all of them on the show notes. But I wanted to comment very briefly because we're gonna see several videos, so I don't make this episode too long. But what he mentions here is free energy is real. By the way, he said from the year 2000 to 2012, he was involved in several startups that to create free energy. But the problem was that of scarcity and abundance. So you see, free energy is not something you can sell. Okay, that's the point. That's in a nutshell. It's not something you can sell. It's free. It's provided by the universe through Mother Earth. It's available all through the universe. He mentions that Tesla kind of founded through Mother Earth, and he created an aircraft. That's in another part of this or another video. But I think free energy is actually all through the universe. It's the power of love converted in energy. And that's why it's so available, it's so stable, it's so clean, it's pristine, it's the best energy we could use. But you see, by definition, it would have to be free. It would have to be like air. Like he makes a very good point that air is abundant, so no one is selling air. Free energy will be abundant, so no one will be selling free energy. Same concept. But unfortunately, on this economy, who is going to allow that? Okay. The powers that be, no way. The evildoers, no way. So that has to come in another era that is going to come after this one. I talk about that on episodes 4 and 5 about the future, my view of the future, by the way, because I got quite a bit of feedback on that one. That, you know, if I was fear mongering or, you know, no, not at all. The future could go two ways, unfortunately, and I say I wish it was only one way. It's the pristine Earth, balance, living in non-interference with other beings, planets, everything, Mother Earth. We can do that. That is possible. Okay, we can live a physical life, being in balance and in non-interference, and free energy will have a lot to do with that. And the other possibility is the artificial Earth. Okay. And it might be that both exist at the same time. Maybe in small communities we have the pristine Earth and we go into pure energy and cleaner ways of energy, and we barter with each other, or we just, you know, we work like a small town, you know, 1,000 inhabitants, 1,500 inhabitants, that everyone is helping everyone, and it's based on love and respect and non-interference. And then the artificial world, which will be the big cities or the smart cities, and you know all about that, okay? So what is interesting is the recognition of free energy. Harald is way more knowledgeable than me 1,000 times or more. Okay, so I'm not in his league in that sense. I see things through like a different dimension. I don't know how to explain it, but the way I see free energy is, yes, in this world, 2019, 2022, cannot exist for the reasons he mentions and many others. They will just not allow it, you see. So the world has to change for good, and then that will be one of the most important achievements, is to go into free energy. That the basics of that started with Nikola Tesla. Okay, so I just wanted to make my point. I am in agreement with Harald in many ways, but he's very technical, and I'm more like, you know, more layman terms, more, you know, just the point. Okay. All right, so let's go to the other videos. I want to show you right now the videos I was talking about of black goo and graphene oxide. I'm gonna put them running at the same time so you can see and you can visually make conclusions if we're talking of something that's very similar. Okay. Okay, so there's no need to keep the other one going. One is longer than the other, but you could see they're very similar substances, and I'm not gonna go into much of this. I just wanted to visually show you that. I believe black goo, graphene oxide, and black mold, actually, it's like a biological form of black goo. I believe they're all related to each other, and they're all with intentions of causing suffering and causing problems to humanity. I'm gonna run the next video because Harald explains about black goo in 2 minutes, and after he explains that, I'm gonna give you my comments or my view of what he just said. All right? I'm sorry about that.
The meteorite sites. If you look at the thing in Paraguay, you can exactly see by the form the stones are broken in the environment. That was an impact of a meteorite. If you look into the Arabic mythology, they say the thing in the Kaaba in Mecca is a fragment of a meteorite. And this is now not against Muslims. If you look into the Peter's Dome in Rome, you have a big piece of this stone under the Peter's Dome. And if you analyze all the churches built in Middle Ages in Europe, every altar has a black altar stone. And what you feel when you enter a church is not the love of God. It is more like a cold fear. Yeah, this is the resonance transmitted by the structure of the church, fed by this black stone in the central point. Now, what we need to realize is that there are two qualities. One quality is coming from inner Earth, and one quality is coming from outer space. And they feel completely different. The Falkland black goo is called Santanant oil because it has full empathy. If you're getting close to this oil, you're coming in a state of mind that is full of love and empathy. If you come into the vicinity of the meteorite black goo, your heart chakra dwindles to nothing, and you become an empathy-free asshole. After my first contact with the stones, I was this close from killing the hotel director, because she complained that I took a shower, although I had to sleep outside. They didn't have any rooms left, so I slept in the car. I was dead frozen in the morning and took a shower in a room of a friend who had the last room that was available. And she just complained that I took a shower without asking for permission. I was really close to killing her. This is what these stones do with people as long as they're unconscious. Now we need to understand, the second thing we need to understand is what is the function of the black hole. And to understand the function, you look at the chemistry. It is a mineral oil dotted with high amounts of alchemistic gold and iridium, which is precious metals in the M state, which is, it's not really explored. Some people say it's a type of antimatter that is far enough out of our reality to avoid a collision between matter and antimatter. Some people connect it with superconductive qualities. What we know is that gold and iridium in this state of matter is a very important component of biology. If you look at an
All right, so that's, I post links to all 4 videos. I mean, the ones about graphene oxide and black goo are very short, but you might be interested in watching this one. It's, I think, 34 minutes. And the first video where Harald is with another fellow that I don't know is like an hour and something. They talk about many, many interesting things. So I'm going to post the links. They're incredibly still in YouTube, but that's what it is. I don't know why. But you might want to check that if you are interested. And there's a way also that if there's some complaint that I use pieces of these videos, I'm posting the reference. I'm not, saying this is my material or anything like that. I'm just using the Fair Use Act about that. So you see, I know you catch that Harald mentioned some people think this is antimatter. That's what I think. That's what I feel. You see, my explanation of black goo, which is far less technical than Harald's, he goes a very detail what this matter is, and the chemical properties. He says there's gold and iridium in there, and it's like coming from a meteorite and lava and stuff like that. So it's a mixture of things. Okay, that for me are the technicalities. I'm kind of getting away from that. Okay, so I'm going more into this hard resonance thinking, and you know what I think? I think black goo is certainly part of the anti-universe, and it's like a battery. But you see, it's like a rechargeable battery you buy in the stores. It doesn't have any power without the charging to 100% or 50 or whatever. So if the battery is at 0%, black goo is useless. However, you know what they charge it with? With your suffering. Okay, your suffering, your fear, your violence, whenever you want to harm someone or something, whenever you have bad thoughts, whenever you do bad deeds, everything, all of that charges their black goo in the anti-universe, you see, and that gives them a lot of power, you see. That gives them a lot of power to manipulate this reality. So yes, they can harm us in this reality. I mean, they do. They have been harming us for thousands of years. This is not new. This is not from 2019 from here. All the wars you can think of. Imagine all the suffering in a war. When they bombard, throw bombs, and it falls into houses where innocent people die and suffer through pain, through fear, when everyone is stressed and always fearing for their lives, which I've said already, if we stop having fear of death, this whole fiasco resolves itself. Because then, if you're not afraid of death, you're not going to be afraid of anything. I mean, all your fears sum up to the fear of death. So if you know about your story and you go into yourself and discover your own story, which is magnificent, interesting, beautiful. I mean, all the good adjectives you can think of. But we have to look into ourselves. We're always with our senses looking elsewhere, researching, reading books. This is good. I'm not saying that's bad, but maybe do that, but also have 5 minutes a day for yourself. You want to do it at night before going to sleep, that's very good. If you want to do it first thing in the morning, that also works. If you want to do it midday, whatever, you can have 5 minutes. You can go into a restroom if you're at work and just stay there for 5 minutes. You have the room black and just shut your senses a little bit, stop listening and listen to yourself. It's like shutting the outside world and going into yourself. That's very important. I'm really going to stress that on most of my episodes because that's really, really what I feel this is about, you see. Yes, Harald talks, one thing I also mentioned, he talks about religions, and I didn't select that part of the video because of religions, but he does mention that it's not an attack on Muslims because he says there's black goo on a Muslim temple, and he also says there's black goo in the Vatican. So religions are, I'm going to speak of them less and less and less because it's not an attack on them, you see. If you believe in whatever you believe, that's beautiful. At least you believe in something. You're really farther along than most. You believe in something strongly, that's wonderful. You are going to eventually find out the truth. I'm not going to give it to you or pressure you into doing that. You're going to find out the truth, I'm sure. So I might be wrong, certainly. You might be right, certainly. But eventually, in the future, we are going to figure out who was wrong and who was right, and maybe the importance, and maybe that there were different truths, and maybe we create our own truth and reality. So I might be right and you might be right. That's a possibility. So this is not an attack for you to stop your faith. Your faith is beautiful. If you're a Muslim, a Christian, a Catholic, a Jew, it's beautiful. Keep doing it, of course. And of course, I'm not going to give you permission. That's not the point. I know you have free will. I'm not saying that keep doing it because I say so. He mentions that, and in a way, it's not like he pointed me in that direction, but there is stuff about religion you're going to figure out about all of them, okay? There is no good or bad necessarily. All of them have a few common points you're going to figure out yourself eventually. And I think it's not going to come through your brain, it's going to come through your heart. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was a little bit different, showing videos and that. Sorry about the technical details that I went farther along the slides. I'm still figuring this out. And I cannot invest at this moment a lot of time on the producing the video, so I hope it was nice. I think it went okay. So, please share this content. There's the email. Be sure to watch Wake in the Future. They're only doing 3-4 episodes a week now, but it's really, really good stuff. It's just two good guys explaining, the recent reality or the current reality to you in layman terms. Just two guys giving you the goods, giving you the pearls. And I really enjoy it. They are not going into newscast anymore. That's if you want to do that, going to Alex Jones and Stu Peters, and many are doing that. That's something I'm getting away from. There is no wrong or right. That's something right now is stopping to resonate with me. So I'm going into making this podcast and really basically just keeping up of the reality through Wake in the Future, which is like my daily fix. I mean, they do it daily. They are doing like one every 2-3 days. And I hope you enjoy it. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a very nice day. We want you on the show. Send me an email to hey@humanitywins.net to schedule an interview. Help me out by making the show more interesting, fun, and knowledgeable by having you on and giving our viewers the opportunity to learn from you. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from touching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Please be sure to check out our friends from Waking the Future and their awaken-attire.com shop. They gave me my first opportunity to speak about this and I will be forever grateful. Link to their channel and shop on the show notes. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.